guys, welcome to Q&A video. I'm going to answer over a period of time a bunch of questions that I get that I really have no time to sit down and actually answer myself. And I'm not going to make a bunch of videos on each single question because that just, it takes a long time and people don't actually get an answer. One of the discussions that I've had over the past few years actually is actually recording the sound into my computer. And the way that I normally do that is just using through a camera's mic. I'm actually upgrading pretty soon to a better mic on a camera. But a lot of people are asking questions about recording direct into your laptop and what I can use or what anybody else can really use for that matter. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a wire that looks like this. I'm actually going to take it out of the pack. It's an XLR to 3.5 millimeter stereo jack, meaning it'll take a mic, anything that's XLR input, and it'll run it into anything that's 3.5 stereo jack, which is the input on your PC computer, or a mic or a camera that would have 3.5 XLR jack. Now, a lot of people are asking what it works like how it works. Now, what I'll do is I'll probably give you some sound samples in here. They're not going to be that great. And it's going to be of my direct box, from my base to my direct box hooked into my PC, and then one's going to be from my amp from my base to my amp through this onto my PC. And you'll hear that it's really thin sounding. It sounds awful. The reason is because whatever you are hooking into your computer, you're going to need to be able to EQ it. And so the way that works is you might want to get an interface. I'll link you to a few interfaces down below. And what it'll do is it'll make it so that you can put an actual XLR to an XLR into that interface, into the computer, and you'll be able to jump them up and down. And it'll actually sound good. You'll be able to adjust the levels because running just directly from this into your PC using whatever, it's going to sound really thin. You're not going to be able to control anything, even with the direct box where you have all these knobs where you can switch the EQ and stuff like that. So this doesn't work as well as you think that it could when it comes to that. So that's that question. Question number 2 is flat tuning. A lot of people are asking me, what is flat tuning? Why? How can I do it? What exactly is it? I don't have a tuner right here. I mean, I can probably check around. I don't have a tuner anywhere here that I can show you that flat key with because I've misplaced all my tuners after I got a chromatic one. But usually, what it is, a flat it looks like a lowercase b. And on a regular tuner, not a chromatic tuner, but on a regular tuner, what you can do is you can do any kind of standard type of tuning. You can tune to any straight note tune, which is just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. It won't tell you if you're flat or sharp, unless you actually have like a stick or anything like that, which will like lean towards a sharp or a flat radius. So when you're on key, or if you're too flat, too sharp, it'll do that. You can tune an instrument. Let's say I ask you on my video to tune to B flat. Basically, you'd have to tune your string to B where it's straight in the middle, and then tune it lower so that it becomes flat. And I'm pointing the way that I look, but it'll become flat, for you. And that will make it flat. But a lot of people like to make it an exact, precise flat. So what they'll do is they'll have a little key on there that looks like a lowercase b that you can hit a bunch of times until the flats are gone, and then you can go back to standard type of tuning. And if you hit that flat, what would make sense is that when you're precisely in the middle with the flat button on, you are precisely that note flat. So if you're trying to tune to B flat, if you hit the flat key once, all the precision notes in the middle are going to be if you're that standard note flat. So if you're in B flat, then you're going to be straight in the middle for B. If you have the flat key on, it just helps you more. But if that was too confusing, if I couldn't explain it to you anymore, then the best thing to do is when you go on my videos, just check the bottom part, and either match with my tuning, like when I play each note open, try to get your note to sound as close to mine as possible, or find another method of tuning. Eventually, if you're gonna be tuning a lot, if you do a lot of tuning, it's worth it to have a chromatic tuner on your Christmas list, or anything that your birthday list or anything like that, because it is worth it at the end. I mean, ear tuning works for stage and it works for practice, but when you're recording or when you're really serious about tuning, getting a chromatic tuner, either learning how to use that or getting trying to use a regular tuner, whichever works for you. Covers, they're really tricky to do. The major reason is I get asked to do covers a lot. I get a daily question every single time when I log in. Can you do a cover of this band? Can you do a cover of this song? Usually it can get really broad. Can you they'll name a band, cover this band, and I'm like, every single song or one song, what do you want? Some people, they're instrument specific. They're like, cover this on guitar, cover this on bass, both. I'd really love to do more covers. As some of my subscribers have seen, I haven't been doing as many covers as I've been known to. There's a few reasons for that. I do get a lot of requests to do covers, so it's really hard to sit down and choose which one to do. Another thing is, I don't have much time to anymore because I do a lot of band work, and when I play in the band, I do a lot of our own music, and it's all original. And I don't have, when I practice at home, because not a lot of it's easy to play, I'm practicing my band stuff, and I don't really have time to practice a cover, though it is really fun to do. And the last thing is, I do touch a lot of, if you do a cover, usually it's looked at as a threat to copyright because, it's another artist's music. Even though I credit that artist and I specifically tell you that this is not me, or it's pretty obvious that that isn't me, but it is technically against the artist's right when you're covering their song, whether it's in their honor or not. So usually these things, I back away from covers. I'm not going to stop doing covers. I'm going to come back with full-blown covers and lessons as much as I can. So stick around for those. Just bear with me, and your song might not be played. I mean, if you really, really, really would like to see me do it, I will do the best I can to get to you. But I do have a couple of cases where I kind of have to stay away from that for a while. But I will bring that back. This is a fun one. In regards my name, the Spartan Fan, and people always wonder what that means. Because I live in Michigan, people usually think that it's like Michigan State. But what's really weird about that is I actually hate Michigan State. I don't like Michigan State at all. I'm a U of M fan. And after I get my community college stuff done, I'm actually going to go to U of M. But the name derived from this site that I used to be really active on, called redversusblue.com. It's a Rooster Teeth production site. If you know what that is, it's Machinima for Halo, and a bunch of other things that they do. But I was really active on that site. I mean, this was like before MySpace's time for me, and I was really active on it. And my name was SpartanFan44 on there. And when I came to YouTube, I did not have an idea that I was going to do all this. So I decided to just name myself the Spartan Fan, and it stuck ever since because I'd been known by that name by many people anyway. And so when I started my community here, I actually started completely fresh, but people still knew me by that name, which is kind of weird. So that's where that comes from.